I'm about to say something that might sting, but it needs to be said. You've been lied to about how content works, not just a little misunderstanding, but a belief so back into the system that it's keeping even the smartest coaches broke. You've probably felt it yourself, pouring hours into content, doing everything right, but still wondering.
Why isn't this translating to sales? The likes comment, the views tick up, but my bank account remains the same. Now, what's making it hard for you to scale your coaching business and sell out is because you believe in this. If you think your content is going to sell itself, you've already lost. Let me break the myth that content alone builds a business. I've seen coaches go viral, millions of views, tens of thousands of followers, and still they struggle to break free. They are visible, but they're not profitable. They are busy, but they're not fully booked. They are putting out content, but they are not pulling in clients. Why? Because content without conversion is just noise. Real winners know this. Virality and profitability are two different games. Getting attention is step one, but turning that attention into income, that's a different skill set. Today, I'm going to teach you a system that makes sure your content doesn't just entertain, but enrolls. I call it the authority loop. Here's what we're going to do in this video. We're gonna break down a 4-part authority loop: attention, proof, trust, and call. Each one is a step in a psychological staircase from stranger to super fan to sale. This isn't just theory, it's engineered to shift perception, build belief, and drive decisions. So even if someone finds you today cold off a reel, you'll know exactly how to warm them up and move them closer to the sale. And the good part is, you don't need a massive following to use it. There are people implementing this with just a couple thousands of followers and start printing 10k days. Because this isn't about going viral, it's about going valuable. This is conversion content, not just content for likes.
Here is the biggest lie you've been told. Just keep showing up and people will buy. This is simply wrong because of one reason. People don't buy when they see you. They buy when they believe you. Showing up without a strategy is just performance. It might get applause, but it won't get conversions. Most creators are playing the wrong game. They focus on metrics that feel good, likes, views, and follows. But none of those pay the bills. Because while you're chasing dopamine, your dream clients are quietly scrolling past, unmoved, unconvinced, and unconverted. Coaches end up with a scattered content that lacks a journey. The real reason your content isn't converting because it's not building belief. And belief is the currency of conversion. Authority isn't just earned by showing up. You built it strategically and intentionally. So the step one of the process is attention. Attention is not about being the loudest. It's about being the clearest. Your content has one job here: interrupt the scroll with relevance. And the relevance isn't just about the topic. It's about timing, emotion, and precision. You're not trying to go viral. You're trying to create a pattern break in your ideal client's mind. That moment where they pause mid-scroll and think, wait, this is actually what I'm going through. That means going into the mind of your avatar at 2 a.m. because that's when filters drop and truth surfaces. Your content should feel like it's reading their mind out loud. You should know what they're obsessing over, what search are they typing into Google but never telling anyone. Ask yourself, what are they ashamed of and what feels like failure to them but they're afraid to admit it publicly. Speak directly to that and use their language, not yours. The top creators don't guess what's trending. They diagnose what their audience is already desperate to solve. They don't just create demand, they capture it. Because when your content echoes the exact words your audience is already thinking, that's when they start to believe you've got the solution. Here is a tactical breakdown. Number 1, reverse engineer your avatar's Google history. List 10 real questions they would ask and build your next videos from those. You don't need to even guess. You can simply ask your audience in your stories on Instagram, and when you get the answers, don't just copy and paste the question. Deep dive into that question and think between yourself if they are already facing this problem, what other problems they might have that they are not aware of. This helps you come up with more solutions to other problems, and as we all know, the more and more solutions you have, the more and more money you will make. Number 2, create mirror moment hooks. Start with sentences that reflects their emotional state, not your offer. For example, you've been working for 6 months until now you did not hit your first 10k a month. That line grabs attention instantly because it's a mirror that reflects their life, not a pitch for your service that you're trying to sell. Number 3, use the problem echo test. Read your content out loud and ask yourself, does this something I'd say or something they'd say when they're frustrated when they come to sleep? All humans, when they come to sleep, they start to think about all the problems they have in their life. And when your content is about these type of problems, trust me, you'll stay on top of their mind. Number 4, run the scroll thumb test. Before posting the video, imagine your ideal client with their thumb hovering over the screen. Will your first 3 seconds make them stop and think. If not, you haven't earned attention yet. This is how you engineer relevance, not by being louder, but by being more accurate. The right words to the right person at the right moment, that's when you stop the scroll. Now for step 2 is proof. Now you have them listening, but they are skeptical. Proof erases that doubt. This doesn't mean that you just post testimonials or flashy numbers. Use what I call the relatable proof. Relatable proof doesn't flex out that you have cracked the code. It reassures and make your audience imagine themselves working with you and how their life would transform. Because people don't need to see you win big. They need to see someone like them take the first step and not fall. Start sharing more micro wins, but I don't mean like this client went from 0 to their first 3K a month. That's normal proof. A better one is a client of mine hit his first 3K a month, which made him able to quit uni and double down on his business. And now his path on hitting 10K a month is in the next few weeks. Why was he able to do this? Because he did X, Y, and Z. This is emotional proof, not just analytical proof. And emotional proof sticks because you are showing how their life changed and transformed to the better. You need to show your audience a bridge, and you need to make them believe that they can cross it. If the gap between your viewer and your results feels too wide, they'll disqualify themselves. So your only job is to make the transformation feel achievable, not perfect. Think about how you can shrink the distance between their current reality and their desired outcome, and always explain why the results happened and what they did rather than just showing the outcome, because wins without context are just luck stories. Wins with a big why behind it, that's a strategy which builds and shifts belief. So don't just say my client closed a 5K deal. Instead of it, say my client closed a 5K deal after we solved problem/pain point which made him hit that goal faster. Now people understand that's not magic, it's tactical moves, and when they understand, they start to believe it can work for them too. Now here is how you can build proof that converts. Number 1, document tiny wins in real time. Your client said, I feel seen, screenshot it. Someone booked a call within 30 minutes of a post, share that moment. Number 2, add why to every win. Show why X, Y, and Z has worked. That's the key to making your proof teachable. Number 3, create a proof swipe file. Have a folder where you store your best messages and results and organize them by pain points. This is going to become a goldmine for content ideas. Number 4, don't just collect testimonials, craft case studies. A normal testimonial says to your audience, this guy has helped me. On the other hand, a case study says, here's exactly how they did it. So a testimonial makes you look better only, but a case study persuades and pre-sells your audience. Number 5, use the before and after tension. Point out the before with clarity and emotion, then show the shift. This comparison creates belief because your audience can feel the transformation. And remember this, facts inform your audience, but proof convinces them. And your best proof isn't your revenue screenshots, it's the repeated, specific, explainable wins your process can create. Step 3, trust. Trust is built through consistency of message, tone, and problem solved. But don't just show up every day consistently. I'm talking about recognition-based trust. When someone hears your voice, even without your face or name, they know it's you. Why? Because your message doesn't wobble, it compounds. Your audience should know exactly what you help with and how you help. In fact, they should be able to explain your offer better than you can. That's how you know you've reached embedded trust, when your audience starts explaining your message for you. If your content is a buffet of random tips, personal rants, vague advice, you're building confusion, not conviction. And you know this, confused people doesn't convert, they scroll. Be the one person they think of when their problem pops up. You want your name to trigger a reflex. I'm struggling to scale past 5K a month because of my backend system, boom, and they think of you. To do this, your messaging has to hit the same pain point from different angles. This is called rational messaging. Same core pain, multiple dimensions. One day, you attack it emotionally. It's not your fault you're invisible online. Next, you frame it logically. The real reason you're not converting is not because of X, it's because of Y. Then, you solve it tactically. Here is a solution that doubled our client's profit. It's like rotating the same diamond under a new light, and every angle sharpens belief. Now, here is how you can build unshakable trust that scales. Number 1, create a message spine. A one-sentence description of who you help, with what, and how. Every single piece of content should ladder up the spine. And if it doesn't hit that, don't even think about posting it. Number 2, deploy the echo strategy. If someone watches 5 of your videos, they should feel like they are hearing echoes, not repeats. You should sound like a detective where each piece of content is linked to the other. And that's when you know your message is sticking. Number 3, think like a category leader, not a content creator. Your job is not to be liked. It's to be trusted with a specific transformation. Show up with that clarity and people will follow you even if you post less than others. Because trust isn't built when people agree with you. It's built when they depend on you. And when your message becomes the internal dialogue, you've already won. Step number 4, the call. Now we make the ask. This isn't where you go soft. This is the moment where you go all in. Everything up to this point has been building tension. The CTA is where you release it. If you've done your job right, your viewer should already want to act. Your call to action just gives them the little push they need. A call to action isn't a second thought, it's a conversion bridge. And if you don't build the bridge, you're leaving people on the shoreline. They are interested, but they are unsure. They are inspired, but they are inactive. This is where most creators lose the sale. Not because people aren't ready, but because they weren't clearly invited. And if you don't build the bridge, you're leaving people on the shoreline. They are interested, but they are unsure. They are inspired, but they are inactive. This is where most creators lose the sale. Not because people aren't ready, but because they weren't clearly invited. Let's break it down. Number 1, specific. They know exactly what they'll get. Not let's chat about X, but a tactical named resource or outcome. Number 2, smooth. Drop one action and don't overwhelm them. A simple keyword, a single link, or a micro step that creates momentum. Number 3, aligned. The CTA should feel like a solution to the very problem your content just eliminated. It doesn't sell, it serves. Now, here's how to master high converting CTAs. Number 1, match the CTA to the viewer's emotional state. If your content called out a pain point, offer relief. If it delivered a breakthrough, offer momentum. The CTAs should match the mood of the video. Number 2, use CTA patterns. Rotate between DM me X, comment Y, link in bio, or watch part 2. But always tie your CTA to why they should do it now. Urgency isn't about alignment, it's about pressure. Number 3, make the offer feel exclusive. You can't say, this is what I give to my private clients, or this isn't public, or only for those who take action today. The more personal it feels, the more likely they'll act. And finally, reframe the CTA as a gift, not a grab. You are not taking their time, you are saving them time. Because if your content lit up the spark, your CTA will act as the torch.
Right now, you've got content that sounds smart but doesn't sell. And deep down, you know the real cost isn't just wasted time. It's lost clients, stalled income, and a brand that feels invisible. If that hits you, you don't need more hacks. You just need a proven system. The authority loop is just the start. Imagine what we could build if we applied this to your business, your audience, and your voice. So here is the next step. Book a quick clarity call with me using the link in the description. We'll map out your own authority loop that turns your content into a conversion machine that brings in leads and sales while you sleep. This isn't a pitch, it's the fix. Because if you keep posting without this structure, you're not just leaving money on the table, you're training your audience to scroll past you. Let's change that starting from today.